Yeah, I was just sitting back thinking, right, how small-minded people is, right? Imagine you taking pride in being a coward. Like, that's to me, it's the same level as someone looking you smacking your face right now saying, you know you a bitch, right? And you saying, yeah. How do that make you feel, Jay? Or whoever is playing behind a computer and ain't trying to get busy, like in life, right? As men, you have nothing but space and opportunity, Slim, to go ahead and get anything off your chest. And I told you that more than once, champ. I offered you up more than once and told you got anything you want to get off your chest, Slim? You ain't say shit. But for some odd reason, though, you team up with a bunch of goofies and think that they gonna protect you from this storm that I would give your ass. And they can't. Yeah, they really can't. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody save you from, you know what I'm saying, what's destined for you, champ. Just like can't nobody take what's destined for me. Y'all lame. Y'all lame for that. But, you know, I ain't even about to give too much attention to them, because just go look in the mirror. You can't. That's why your dreads are always over your face. You don't even like who you see in the mirror. I get it. That's part of life when you ain't living your truth. You know what I'm saying? When you unable to live your truth, right? Shit like that happens. You ain't gonna be comfortable with yourself, and nor should you. You know? I always look at the bigger picture of things, though, right? Because I look at beyond just me, you know what I'm saying? When I find myself in situations and making decisions, I make it further down the line, Slim. You dig what I'm saying? Holding my head up, walking through prison and just through life, period, Slim, ain't always been just for me, though. Sometimes I had to think about the people that came behind me, even though the ones in front of me ain't give a fuck that I was behind them. That's how life go, though. I ain't looking for nobody to hold my hand, and I cry my own tears, you dig? I ain't tripping because we all gotta go through some shit, Slim. Yeah. Just so happened I got put in a predicament, you know what I'm saying, where I experienced a lot of different storms, you know what I'm saying, but it made me. That's why I definitely know that it's human and impossible for some Bama who ain't never been through anything that had his whole life shelter for him, you know what I'm saying, pretty much handed to him. Yeah, you ain't ready. You ain't ready. You know that. You see it now. You see what's going on with the little dumb shit that you just did. None of it makes sense. Not only does none of it make sense, right? But it all was like straight arrow green lights, you know what I'm saying, to straight incriminating prison shit. Yep. Too much trail. Too much traction, you know what I'm saying? But these be the same cool ass niggas that be like, y'all ain't here watching First 48? Y'all watching Cops again? I just looked at life like this. Everything is all come from the perspective that you're looking at it in. Yay. See, when I be out here cooling by myself, Slim, I be having different type of ventures. No telling where I'm going, you know what I'm saying? I just be out here with me and the Lord, you know what I'm saying? And we just be politicking. So I just be chilling, just riding. Sometimes I might let him drive and just guide it. But in the midst of it, you know, I get to see life in different aspects, you know what I'm saying? That this is something that can call society. Yeah. I remember sitting in my cell, right? With a vision and imagination like, yeah, if I want to meet some real like women on the level that I'm trying to go to, I wasn't gonna find them around the way. No disrespect to the ladies that live around the way, but what I'm saying is I had a certain type of mindset already and what I was into. I don't want to categorize nobody because I identify with everyone. So it's easy for me, you know what I'm saying, to talk the most about my circumstances because that's exactly where I come from. Anytime I say anything about the black community, niggas, the hood, or any of that, it's all love from my heart. Because I daily could identify with that. And I've been in multiple hoods across the motherfucking world, right? All of them don't act the same, but you know when you home. It's just something that feel right. Hey. See out the suburbs, right? In the rich neighborhoods, it throw you off a little bit. It's a little too damn quiet. And then you feel just like out of pocket hanging outside. You know what I'm saying? Unless you going to and from your car or some shit. Everybody got their own space too, you know what I'm saying? Folks ain't on top of each other. I got to see folks really take pride in their living conditions, you know what I'm saying? Something I ain't get to see when I was living with my mother. Yeah, when I moved down Georgia, I was 14, turning 15. Nigga definitely wasn't up to par on hygiene. They even wanted to make a huge scene, you know what I'm saying? Because a nigga took a shower and left a fucking ring or some shit. It was an inside bid to them. They just wanted to do it off me and shit. But as I got older and then I rewind my mind, it just made me look at my father even wilder and shit. Cause Slim, many a times you done said some shit, and now that I'm really shocked, you probably was up there with your wife whispering shit, saying how we stink and shit. Instead of being a real nigga and just really pulling us up on our hygiene and getting us tight and shit. That wasn't your problem, you moved out. That was her problem to deal with. So when I became a father, you know what I'm saying, I ain't have the best starter kit, but I know my heart was all in it. Kids come first. I know what it's like to be put second. So I ain't play that shit. I don't know, man, but God knows best. I be sitting here stressing myself out, you know what I'm saying, trying to rewind the tape and replay this and replay that like I'm gonna figure out another route as if God ain't made all of this. So now more so when I do some reflecting back, it's like, what's the positive thing? What did I gain from this? Because you have to learn. That's how you stop and break the chain, so you don't just keep going through and passing it on to somebody else to deal with. Yeah, I got some conversations I can have that's probably ain't comfortable and all that type of shit. But I thank God for my situations that I survived, man, you know, because it left me with a lot of knowledge. Every day ain't gonna be a good day, Slim. That's why you gotta pray. It's when you're going through the storm, that's when you really get to see God have his way. So that's why I get to smile, man. Each and every day I get to see another day. That's why I be grateful, man. The person say, why he so happy? Why not be? if you knew what was really going on with me, man. So yeah, I apologize if I find joy in the smallest things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really not impressed by a lot of things. Like, I never really liked the games growing up, right? You know, I seen the show Colors and all that type of stuff. And I always been, you know, observant and critical thinker. Some call it overthinker, whatever. But anywho, it just wasn't as to me. It just wasn't nothing. I don't know. I was really into. Then as life goes on, you know, I'm a very humongous fan of documentaries. You know, I forgot my man's name, young. He's probably like one of my first Jones that I watched. You know what I'm saying? Real good Jones. He a chubby white dude, young, with brown hair. He did Fahrenheit 9/11 and some the Columbine. He did the John on the Columbine, but it had a different title. And both his body works was amazing as shit. You know what I'm saying? So throughout my little inspiration and being attached to documentaries, I just always knew one day I was gonna do a documentary, right? And he always played a little inspiration in my head, right? Because I just liked his style and how he broke things down, and he took you in places that the average person can't get into. And that's a lot, like a lot of good documentary people, you know what I'm saying, like modern documentary people that I follow up on. Like my man, like I'm bad with the names right now. The older guy with the glasses and the gray hair. He another one that you'll find just any old way popping up. Oprah homegirl that she used to send out. I think she's either her or a sister. One of them had got held up in another country at one time, but she was another one I was in love with, Slim, because she'd go wherever, Slim. I seen her ass out in the fucking battlefield with a helmet on, still reporting. I said, Slim, that's love. You hear me? That's love, and it better be a big ass paycheck at the end. Good God, you heard me. I was like, dang. But yeah, that's always just been a cool little jump, you know what I'm saying? Fashion of mine, right? So when I was locked up and shit, and being, you know, I always kind of self-designated myself as a DMV representative, you hear me? Outside of the area and shit, you know what I'm saying? Because it seemed like everywhere I went, I was giving DC history lessons and shit. So it's a lot of people that been in other states, young, they'd be like, oh, yeah, Randy told me about that. Yeah, I already know. Randy know. Hey, Randy told us, you hear me? Like, yeah, because I love where I come from, Slim. Like, I don't know. I ain't never get caught up on that Maryland, D.C. shit, right? You know what I'm saying? I stayed on both sides of the line and shit, for real. So I ain't never really feel like that Maryland nigga shit applied to me, for real. I'm like, I'm just weak, Slim. I don't give a fuck about all that. Yeah. I city young, like growing up, it's just, we was lit, young. Like, you couldn't tell us nothing. Like now, right now, it's a little weird, but everywhere is weird. It's not just here. Everywhere is like that because we definitely have migrated and moved around and shit. You know what I'm saying? We got bases all around the world now and shit. You can probably go in any state and find a homie for real, and vice versa to the other states and countries and shit. But it's nothing like when you run into us. I don't give a damn, Slim. If you run into one of us up New York, Slim, hey, we gonna turn the crowd out. You heard me? Like, the way we move, the way we talk, everything, our whole vibe is different, Slim. I know, like, Slim, you couldn't tell me I wasn't no sexy nigga when I leave out the DMV. What? That's why I ain't mind traveling. What? I already knew soon we touched down somewhere else and open our fucking mouth, it was a rap. Where y'all from? You hear me? Yeah. Online like shit. Hey, boy, come here. Say that word again. What, young? Like, yeah, that's it. Hey, Slim, I swear, Nigga, I don't even know how we sound that shit to them people, bro, but it was like some fucking French I was speaking. You hear me? Yeah. They loved us, Slim. Like, and I was down Virginia, right? And this back when I was doing painting on my jeans and stuff. So I had the little custom jeans on and I was crushing them. I was down Southampton, Virginia. I went to Southampton High School. Youngin'. This shit was crazy. My cousin and them already gave me the heads up and shit, right? Then I had a little dyke cousin down there, Joe, my cousin Sharita. So boom. They already gave me, and I ain't even see Sharita when I used to go over the house. Like, I know her brother L and shit, because L used to pop out, because we only went down that joint like once in the blue moon. So L would pop out. He didn't give a fuck. He was country, and plus they in the middle of the country, so they be happy to see like a new face around that joint. So yeah, he'd come out that joint. Rita, she be laid back and shit, but then I later found out she'd be sick and shit. You know what I'm saying? So she'd be tired a lot or whatever. Took a lot of pills and shit. Too much medication for a kid. You hear me? But yeah. She used to be laid back a lot, so and just quiet. She was real quiet and shit, but I later found out why. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the whole family later found out why, but I found out before everybody else knew. You heard the whole time she was gay, but anywho. Yeah, everybody kept saying like, yeah, like, man, wait till these girls see you. Wait till these girls see you. And I'm sitting here like, I'm listening to these people and they older, right? So I'm just like, the old heads just talking and shit, you hear me? Like, just doing what old heads do, talk. So boom, I ain't paying them no mind, because of course an old head gonna tell you handsome and shit, you hear me? I ain't know it back in the day if they old ass was trying to go or not, but I ain't paying them no mind, you hear me? So boom, next thing you know, Slim, I get in that motherfucking school, cuz. And I wasn't even white me down. I was down that joint on some motherfucking other shit, you hear me, and just end up in school, you hear me? So boom. Yeah, I get up in that joint, Slim, all of a sudden, like, it was like they was geeking, like it was a conference in the morning or something, you know what I'm saying? I know what it was now because I'm wiser to the environment. Shit, I was like fresh meat, you hear me? Hey, they ain't seen the outside. There was a new guy to the school, and he ain't from this state. Yeah, because we was in a little country area, so they already done fucked everybody around that junk. So I was fresh meat, you hear me? I was new. So yeah, like Slim, I went down that junk in the Irwin out here. We had, you remember our Irwin, we called the girls rollers that was, you know what I'm saying, busy and shit? Slim, they rollers down that junk was beneath me. You hear me? Hey, bruh, they rollers was beneath me, bruh. Yeah. Why they was beneath me? Because, Slim, I had my pick of whatever the fuck I wanted, Slim. They bad as Jones. Slim, was geeking. You hear me? Throwing me off, bruh. Throwing me off like, Slim. I came down that Jones. I think I was, in the 9th grade and shit. Already, my aunt already telling me, like, do I need to get a tux ready? I'm like, what you talking about? It's like, I bet you go to the prom. And yeah, they was definitely asking me, was I going to the prom? I'm like, you know I am in the 9th grade. You hear me? Yeah. Yeah, Slim. I had different little experiences, man. That was love, you know. And it was just a grateful experience, too, because at that same time, right, I had the opportunity to bust a nice little play or whatever, right? That would have changed my life, and it was the second time for real, but it was the first time that it had been kind of a little bit more major. The other one was like a little slip in, and I already knew I was gonna go far because my father and them wasn't rocking with me for real, so they wasn't supporting no extra after school activities, like whatever I had to do, so then they had to fit into whatever little budget they had. You hear me? Yeah, Bama did me dirty, Slim. But I ain't even about to go into that part. When I was in Southampton, I came down to jump, not knowing we in music class, and it's the beginner's jump, throwing me off. You hear me? So I ain't really trying to participate for real. They still in there doing ta. So when it get to my turn and shit, I'm just like, I ain't nowhere with that shit. I'm cool. You hear me? Like I'm on my tip. Like I'm just passing through, bro. Like go ahead. So boom. So me and the teacher, John, like we bump heads off bucks, you know what I'm saying? So he let me cool it in that jump because it's just music class. So he let me cool it, but you know what I'm saying? He just ain't nowhere with me. He ain't nowhere with me for real. So and I ain't nowhere with him either. So anywho, what happened? it was a dude down that joint. They say kid. It was a kid that played the drums that was known throughout the whole fucking little state or whatever, they city or town or whatever you want to call that jump. So everybody talked about him and shit, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm always beating on my chest or beating on the desk or something. And every time somebody heard me beat, they'd be like, you know Lolo? You know Lolo? So I'm like, no, I don't know Lolo. They was like, yeah, that's the drummer. That boy nasty. That boy nasty. You hear me? So I'm like, oh, yeah. Everywhere I went, they kept asking me, do I know Lolo? Do I know Lolo? Like, no, I don't know no Lolo. You hear me? Keep hearing about him though. Now I want to know who the fuck is Lolo. You hear me? Why the fuck everybody keep asking me about Lolo? You hear me? So boom. Go to church. I'm geeking. I always want to see drummers play. You know what I'm saying? I be love watching other drummers kicking shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna learn something. That's for goddamn sure. But I love watching a funky drummer that could really like show off. Like PJ. Hey, I like watching PJ play, Slim. You hear me? Like, and his father. You know what I'm saying? His father be surprised me because sometimes he be cool back there, John and shit. I be like, and he be like that all the time. Like, Slim will fuck the setup and just don't break no sweat. You hear me? Like, he be sweating, but it's like some drummers just like all over the place and shit. Like, cuz a fucking jump up and just be cooling and shit. You hear me? Like the whole fucking time. Like, it's like that nigga sitting on the lawn chair back there, John and stuff. I don't know. But my man, the best that ever did it and shit. Like, he just be cooling and shit. Your man Stump and shit. Stump used to slice me and shit. Cause Stump will put this motherfucker foot through that bass. I done bust a bass before, so I know Stump killed some Jones. You hear me? Stump big ass keep leaning into that Jones. I swear, every time he hit that lean, I be thinking that bass head going in. I ain't gonna cap to you. I know he blew some Jones out or got some custom heads back that Jones. But yeah, Stump into that Jones and they like do that little close his eye like that little wink and shit. Like he tried to drill that Jones. Then I seen his little sun kick and shit. I said, oh, that's like that. That's like that. You hear me? And that nigga is twin. You hear me? That's super like that, Slim. That's what's up, though. You know what I'm saying? I like to see shit like that when sons can follow in their father's footsteps and shit, man. But that's the type of shit that I be on, Slim. Like, yeah, I love where I come from, bro. Ain't nowhere like, oh, I got off topic. So, yeah, Lolo came through and Lolo was like that, right? I got to hear Lolo. I finally got to hear Lolo play and shit, right? Lolo fucked it up, you know what I'm saying? Church service and shit. So my thing was, right, when the pastor get up and preach, I don't care who on the drums, you know what I'm saying? I'ma ask, can I get on them drums? You hear me? I like to play behind the preacher. That was just always something I love to do. If the preacher get up to preach, I'm trying to kick behind them. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up behind them type of preachers. I used to love for the organ and the drummer to push them on, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's the type of I come out. So like that's my favorite part. Like, let me get on that jump. You hear me? I dog that set real quick. So boom, Lolo was on the set. So boom, I get his attention. I'm like, so he's like, come on, you hear me? So I'm like, bet. Make my way up that jump with my little finger. You hear me? Yeah. Got up that jump, Slim. Grabbed them sticks. Adjust that jump how I wanted, Slim. Hey, the first opportunity I got, you hear me? Yeah, hey, Slim. I don't know what I did, but that nigga Lolo looked over that Joe, Slim, because drummers be trying to be too cool around each other and shit. For real. It's like a nigga be watching and shit, and it's just like, hey, alright. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that was nice. You hear me? But it's be different levels. I ain't never been one of them hating ass niggas. Like, I give a nigga his props. Like, hey, what you do, you know what I'm saying? Do that shit again? Like, yeah. Ask a drummer that been around me. Yeah, I get a nigga show me, you hear me. I ain't gonna play bent with you and be faking like you ain't just do that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I ain't here for all that. You heard me. But yeah, I got on that motherfucking jump, worked out and shit. Young at the end of the jump, we chopping it up, we kicking it and shit. So he's like, yeah, where you from? So no, he didn't say where you from. He said, you from DC, ain't you? And I was like, how you know? He said, my cousin's from there, and they drummers, and they play like you. They fast like that. I was like, oh yeah, we got a speed. We fast drummers, bro. You hear me? Yeah. So yeah, like anywhere I've been though, right? Even on my prison bed, my entire prison bed, Slim, I played the drums my whole bed. That was God. I know that was God, Slim. You not gonna tell me different, bruh. Like, when I knew I was going to prison and going to jail and all that type of stuff, like, I ain't really tripped. I ain't gonna say I ain't really tripped. It was just like what it was. Like, it was new, whatever, right? But I think I ain't give a fuck no more when they told me that they had drums up that jump. Yeah, they said, Slim, they got drums at that jump and you can wear your clothes. I said, oh, I bet. You hear me? I'm Gucci then. You hear me? I just supply my shit in. Yeah. But then they surprised me when I got up that jump, because I got up that jump and I wasn't even geeking. Like, I wasn't even pressed to get the right pants size. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Give me them big jumps, because I'm about to get my clothes in this jump. They like, yeah, they just took the packages out. Matter of fact, they just came around and got the last bit of clothes. I'm like, what? So now I feel like I've been bamboozled into that cop now. You hear me? Because y'all got that cop out of me because I thought y'all still had the clothes up there. Now I'm feeling like I should have fought. You hear me? But fuck it. It ain't even worth going back to fight now. You hear me? Like, not for that. You hear me? So, yeah. Yep. So, that's just what it been, Slim. Like, I love music and Slim. I love fucking music. And, I don't know how, like, exactly I got into, and I always been able to speak through music, though, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could catch a song and it's like it just spoke to me and shit like that, right? So a lot of times when I was doing my posters and shit, I like everything. If I put the song there, I felt that jump. Like that day, I felt that jump. It caught me. It caught my attention. It lined it up with me, and that's what you'll get. So if anybody ever went through my page, though, right, just off the humble, just like slide and just go slide up, like in the order and shit, that music almost tell a story on the gym. All by itself without even reading captions and shit, yeah. So even though I wanted to do a documentary and all that, it's already been done, you hear me? Documented when I came home and started my journey on this art shit, you hear me? And just for these losers to come in and try to interfere with all that, like, that's just weird activity. Like, to leak my stuff on the black web and all that type of stuff, like, just to try to hurt me. Like, I'm not no emotional tender dick ass nigga, bruh. You hear me? I created that shit once, I could do it again. I'm not about to say it, cry no tears. So for all the jokers that signed up and thought they was teasing me, like, looking at me, you guys see, I'm a guy that sees the bigger picture. You hear me? Like, yeah, everybody seen the nigga get the time. I'm the one that's looking at the motherfucker that know how to count that shit down and looking at the brighter side of this still light at the end of the tunnel. You hear me? Yep. And I'm looking at a couple of other little things and shit. Like, okay, fuck it. Like, you gotta do the time now. What you gonna do with it? Do you know how to do the time? You hear me? Like, it's different levels to this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, folks be thinking so small-minded. I already know how a lot of people gonna be sitting in that cell. You know what I'm saying? Because they definitely ain't prepared for what's ahead. Like some of their counterparts who is, because that's like a second home. You hear me? Like, you got to know where you fit in at. For real. You can't just be hopping in everybody's car just because that junk look like it's good. You hear me? Like on some real nigga-ish. Like, you got to remember, when Meek said there's levels to this shit, motherfuckers thought he was just talking about money. No, it's really levels to this shit, bruh. You hear me? Everybody not a slider. Let's just face it. Everyone is not a killer, bruh. It's not in everybody, Slim. Just like everybody not a fighter. I mean, shit. And even if a motherfucker do know how to throw hands, then Ryan get his ass beat and then come back and beat Haney. Like, stop playing so much. The tables do turn sometimes. So life goes on, bruh. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, them brothers got to live to see another day. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the real bigger picture. Both of them got to make a bag. Like, in the sport of boxing, you want to win, right? You know what I'm saying? But at the same other side of that shit, you got to understand that it's going to be a loser. It won't be two winners. You hear me? That's what they call ties, and I don't really feel that. You hear me? Like, especially if I've been on this jump putting my win together and all that type of stuff. Yeah, ain't no tie, bro. But you got to go in there and put that work in. You hear me? What do Mayweather do? Motherfuckers be like, oh, Mayweather said this shit is old, bruh. It's old. Because y'all niggas can't beat me. I'm doing mathematics and shit, calculations on y'all while y'all out there losing win. Anybody pay attention to Mayweather boxing and shit, Mayweather just calculate that junk and shit. Long he stay up on you with them punches and shit and just dodge for real, he is not tripping because he still gonna get paid. And they taught Tank that shit, you know what I'm saying? Only difference is, right? Niggas really want to take Tank head off, so Tank don't get to go in that joint and play around as much as Mayweather and shit. See, Mayweather, a lot of them niggas knew that, yeah, you can't just dive in that junk because them junks like a machine gun. Them junks gonna out of nowhere and that nigga gonna disappear somewhere. You hear me? So it's like you got too much shit going on with Tank and shit. A nigga like, alright, like everybody think that's it. You know what I'm saying? I know it's more to the junk. Don't get it fucked up. Tank is a well-rounded boxer and shit. But everybody know that motherfucking man down. Yep. Stevie felt the man down. I don't know who did it for him, but I'm pretty sure Stevie Wonder is aware of the fucking like traction or the wave. They probably let Stevie put his hand on the mat one time while Gervonta was fighting and shit, so he could feel that jump bounce when the nigga dropping shit. That's probably a different experience. You hear me? Yeah, that's probably a different experience to feel that mat when that nigga dropped. Like, God, like he caught the Holy Ghost. You hear me? He's like, he'll make a song. You hear me? He'll make us. When Stevie start doing that, you hear me? I assume something about to go down. You heard me? Hey, man. Hey, life be just too good to me, Slim, to be tripping off nonsense, Slim. Like, man, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Life is life, though. You hear me? Some days is better than others and shit, but you know, we hold on, man, and we just keep going, Slim. Don't give up. Fight through. If he bring you through it, shorty, he definitely gonna see you through. I ain't gonna lie to you, Slim. He did it for me many a times. Without even really having to try.